It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from the Marlow Brewery, and it's a bottle of their Rebellion Red, deep red and malty ale, coming in at 4.5% ABV in a 500 milliliter bottle. It's got a very dark brown bottle on it. I really like the bottle, it's really nice. And there's the Rebellion bottle cap. Now, the Marlow Brewery, I mean, I'm going to go into the beer review not even knowing where these guys are from. Could be Marlow in the United Kingdom, but more than likely. But it just shows this brewery's been brewing beer since 1993. I've been reviewing beer since the year 2010, so 12 years. And I've not had a beer, not heard of this brewery. But they've been chugging along, they've been doing their own thing, producing their own beers. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Simon, who was kind enough to send me this beer. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. And I've had a long kind of like few weeks really of reviewing really kind of out there exclusive beers. Imperial Stouts, Imperial Porters, IPAs, New England IPAs, lots of supermarket beer. So when Simon sent me this bottle, I haven't been more excited to review a beer for months. This just looks massively solid. This looks, I'm really glad that I've got a normal pint pot to be pouring this beer into. And I know that might sound boring, and I know that might sound like, you know, oh, he's not reviewing a New England IPA today, or he's not reviewing an Imperial Stout, and why should I even bother watching this? But, well, will you hear for a start? But this could be one of the best beers of the year. I love a red ale. I'm so excited by a red ale because I love the malt, the depth of malt in beer, the quality, the complexity of malts in beer. I've never been more excited to review a beer than I am reviewing this, the Marlow Brewery Rebellion Red Ale. We got a 1 to 2 finger, slightly off-white head, slow-moving carbonation rolling up the glass. It's a cherry red mahogany coloured beer. It's quite clear to look at. It's not hazy. It looks wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Let's get the aroma. Oh, and it smells wonderful too. Biscuity, bready, nutty, malty. Oh, beautiful. I hope breweries like this, I know we're in a big wave of craft beer at the moment with lots of new styles and lots of kind of like new techniques in brewing beer and like reducing bitterness in New England IPAs, and you know, there's a lot of sweet beers coming onto the market now. But I really do hope that these beers, these more kind of traditional styles of beer, I hope they survive. I hope they thrive. I hope by you watching this video that, you know, you go out and buy a red ale or a best bitter every now and again. Because I think if you brew these beers right and you brew these beers to style and to the best the brewer can brew them at, the best standard the brewery can brew them at, the best bitter style and the red ale style can be some of the best styles of beer out there. It's the reason why they've kind of existed for as long as they have, is because they're solid, they're good, they have depth, they have complexity. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That is, oh, brilliant, right on the button, right, this is exactly what I want on my Friday morning. Oh, a little bit of carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. You're greeted by a wave of malty, nutty, biscuity, bready flavours. It's a creamy, rich mouthfeel that's hitting you. There's a fantastic then waft of bitterness that just rolls on the palate, and it keeps going and going. So it's complementing that little bit of sweetness you get from the malt. You got the bitterness from the hops on the back end. This is truly wonderful beer. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. This is right up my street. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, top quality British premium ale. Look at the lacing on the glass. Look at that lacing on the glass. Look at the way the beer looks as I rock it back and forth. I may never have heard of the Marlow Brewery, but I had an instant inclination. I had to really think about that word then. I didn't want to balls it up. Inclination. I had an instant inclination that this was just going to be the way it was looking, the way it was set up, the way they presented the beer. The way they've described the beer. Deep red and malty ale. It screams quality. When I started reviewing beer on YouTube, in 2010, and it was because of beers like this. I was curious for years. All of my friends were drinking pint after pint of Carling and Foster's and Stella. And whenever we had like a barbecue with friends, they'd be picking up a case of their Stella or something on their shoulder. They'd be putting a 15-pack of Foster's in their trolley. And my eye would always be caught. My eye would always be dragged over to the dark brown bottles that I'd never tried before. And I wanted to try. Your Hobgoblins. I remember seeing a bottle of Hobgoblin on the supermarket shelves of Tesco. And I used to look at it I didn't buy it for about 2 years because I simply didn't know what it was. I knew it was an alcoholic beverage of some kind. I was very curious by it, but I just used to I didn't even know what it was. I'm talking when I was I don't know, 18, 19 years of age, a long, long time ago, 24 years ago type of thing, 25 years ago. I'd be there curiously looking at these bottles. And it was that curiosity that kind of, this whole channel thrives off this curiosity, because I'm still curious to this day. I'm still picking up bottles. Well, this was kindly sent from Belgium of 6% ABV Belgian blended ales and more beer companies barrel aged oak barley wines. And what else do we have here that I can show you? The Fourth Horseman from Deeds in Australia. A Russian Imperial Stout at 12% ABV. It's the curiosity that's got me to where I am today. But if it wasn't, and this is wrapping up the whole story here, if you're wondering where I'm going with this, if it wasn't for these wonderful brown bottles that sat in shops, in off licenses and supermarkets, that the curiosity wouldn't have kind of added up. If these bottles weren't there in the first place, then I would have never started my journey with beer. And what a journey we've been on. What a journey. So this is almost like a nostalgic kind of... It's so tasty. It's so tasty. This is the type of beer I could drink all day. I like a day session. I'm a day drinker. I used to be an evening drinker in my younger days, but I'm much more now. I'm looking at the time, 1 o'clock on a Sunday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm thinking, whoa, yeah, you know, now's the time for me. Between 1 and 7 p.m. That 6-hour period, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Slow cooker's on. There's a bit of chicken or something, or some kind of stew going on the slow cooker. I've already been out to the shop. I got a baguette in, so the family are going to be happy with a slow cook kind of stew with a big baguette. I haven't got to do anything. I haven't got to think about anything. 1 o'clock in the afternoon comes. I just want to put some music on, or sit around the table with some family and friends and just enjoy a few pints of ale. And this would be the pints of ale that I would be drinking. These wonderful, full-bodied, great depth, terrific British ale. It's so tasty. Rebellion Red is a premium ale with a deep reddish hue and packed with complex malt and hop character. A blend of crystal and roasted malts gives a richness to the beer, which is blended by citrus and fruit flavours derived from adding Goldings, Fuggles and Cascade hops. Cascade, brilliant. Goldings and Fuggles are equally as good. Serve it at your preferred temperature between 6 and 12 degrees. Well, I'm out in my conservatory here. It's about blooming 6 degrees out there this morning. So all I have to do in my conservatory is leave my beer all over the tables here. And it hits that kind of 6-degree temperature normally. Naturally. I want to know where they're from as well. They are from Marlow, Bottom Bucks. So is that Buckinghamshire? Rebellionbeer.co.uk. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's rate it. Looks good. Smells good. Tastes out of this world. I like this beer enough to get a Stone the Crows. A Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.